Hello, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. I'm Samuel Reese coming to you live tonight. And here we are, the first round of the U.S. Open on day 2 of the tournament. Of course, this is the fourth and final tennis major tournament of the year, and it's a special night as Novak Djokovic, the #1 seed in the world, starts his pursuit for his 4th Grand Slam title this calendar year, and therefore going for the calendar Grand Slam, which would be quite the feat considering it's never been done since 1988 when Steffi Graf did it on the women's side. It hasn't been done in the men's game since 1969. When Rod Laver did it. Welcome in, Karam. Appreciate you tuning in. And yep, indeed, Cam Newton is gone. That was big news earlier in the day in the NFL world. And yeah, I'm certainly glad to see that, and excited to have Mac Jones as the starter, which I thought should have been the case all along. So yeah, I was a bit surprised that he got released, but I'm not surprised that Mac Jones is going to be the starter, because that's what I wanted to happen. I was fearing it wasn't going to happen, in all honesty. And so we're underway here between Novak Djokovic and the 18-year-old Dane who got in through qualifying, and that would be Holger Rune. What a tough task for him tonight, going up against arguably the greatest tennis player to ever play, certainly in the world right now. 15 all. Djokovic on serve to start the match. I will be giving some whip around coverage, if you like, of the U.S. Open. I'll be focusing mainly on Arthur Ashe Stadium between Djokovic and Rune. I'll also be checking in over at Armstrong with Risk, the American, taking on Pavlyuchenkova on the women's side. And then some outer courts, some action still going on the outer courts, leaking into prime time, which I'll also keep you posted on, I should say. And the forehand shot is long from Rune, 30-15, Djokovic in front. And yeah, absolutely, Karam. You got Mac Jones against two Bama quarterbacks facing off in week 1. Yep, should be a lot of fun. Just giving you a tournament update. Currently, Fognini up 2-1 on Papasil. It's currently 2-all in the 4th set. Ivashka is leading Sandgren 2-0. Sandgren with a 2-1 lead in the 3rd set. Brooksby, meanwhile, took the 1st set against Eimer, and it's 1-all in the 2nd set. Kvitova on the women's side took the 1st set against Herzog. She has a 2-1 advantage in the 2nd set. And Kontaveit leading Stosur 1-0, a commanding 4-0 lead for her in the 2nd set. That's an update around Flushing Meadows at the U.S. Open facility. What a beautiful facility it is, just outside of New York City. 40-15, Djokovic with game point. And there it is. A beautiful return. Rune on the forehand, gets no response from Djokovic. Let's look back at the replay here as he makes it 40-30. Rune does. Yeah, that's a beautiful down the line shot. He actually clipped the line. It's now 40-30. Djokovic with another game point. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Always enjoy covering the U.S. Open. Probably my favorite Grand Slam, just because it is in the U.S. And that's a masterful second serve. Rune's return is long, and Djokovic strikes first against Rune to take a 1-0 lead in the opening set. Look at the IBM Power Rankings. It's Power Daily ranking of player momentum. And currently Daniil Medvedev on top, followed by Tsitsipas, then Rublev, Zverev, and then Djokovic. Ruud, Schwartzman, Auger, Aliassime, Berrettini, and Garin round out the top 10 in those rankings. Of course, Djokovic playing his first match of the tournament, so a little bit of a deceiving statistic. Likelihood to win, Novak Djokovic, 67% chance. Holger Rune, 33% therefore. And Holger Rune in that IBM power rank at 99. So 1-0, Djokovic in front in the opening set. And now Rune on serve for the first time tonight. Djokovic to the net. Oh, it's brilliant. Novak Djokovic just commanding the point. Finishes on the forehand. And Rune left helpless along the baseline. And the reaction from the 18-year-old Dane says it all. As I mentioned, a very difficult test ahead here in the opening round. Once again, Djokovic coming to the net. Oh, and Rune this time gets the upper hand. A beautiful cross-court finish. And he had to place this one perfectly as Djokovic was right at the net, and Rune going cross-court on the forehand, able to clip the line. And finally, Rune with something to celebrate. $15-all. And this time, Rune misses a point at the net, 15-30. Maybe a bit too aggressive that time. This is day 2 at the U.S. Open. Half of the first round matches took place yesterday, the other half today. And second round gets underway tomorrow with the matches, with the first round winners from yesterday, I should say, taking the court. Although there is a good chance of rain tomorrow and Thursday, so that could mess up the order of play a bit, as the forehand shot is long and a break point for Djokovic. In fact, a double break point here at 15-40. But this stadium, Arthur Ashe Stadium and Louis Armstrong Stadium, both have roofs, so even through the rain, matches on those courts will be played, but the outside courts are the ones that will be affected. And Djokovic switched it up, went to the backhand. That shot sails long, and there didn't really seem to be that much of a need for Djokovic to transfer over to the backhand. It was a pretty lengthy rally. Breakpoint number 2 for the Serb in pursuit of history. A calendar slam for the first time since 1969 on the men's side, when Rod Laver did just that. Djokovic, of course, winning the Australian Open at the beginning of the year, then the French Open and Wimbledon most recently. He was in contention for the Golden Slam, Djokovic, but fell in the Olympics in the semifinals. And Djokovic earns the quick break. The forehand shot from Rune doesn't make it over. And so a 2-love lead for Novak. And he'll now be on serve in what's been a very strong start thus far at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Great atmosphere this year at the U.S. Open after no fans were permitted last summer because of COVID-19. It's back to full capacity crowds at the U.S. Open in New York, as that cross-court backhand shot is wide. Love 15. All fans in attendance are required to show proof of vaccination. No masks required, therefore. Looking at the replay, that original shot from Rune was just barely in, a fraction of the ball, clipping the line. But Djokovic, in typical fashion, responds with a forehand winner at 15-all. Just about 9 minutes into this match, as it's the first of two primetime matches on Arthur Ashe, as is the case every night in the night session. Now 15 all, as Djokovic is on his second serve, leading 2-love in the first set. The day session at Arthur Ashe ended rather early after yesterday was the exact opposite due to that marathon match between Tsitsipas and Murray that lasted nearly 5 hours. That forehand shot from Rune hits the net 30-15, and some unforced errors proving to be costly early on for the young Dane, and perhaps a bit of nerves causing those mistakes. Completely understandable for the teenager who's in the spotlight against the world's best player. And once again, an unforced error. Rune looking to go cross-court on the backhand, and Djokovic really cruising through the first set at this rate. 40-15, game point. Lars Christensen, by the way, is Rune's coach, former player himself. And there was a near ace by the Joker, but it was a let service. We'll try again. He'll come to the net and finish with the one-handed backhand slice. It's routine from Novak Djokovic, already halfway through to taking the opening set in the opening round at the U.S. Open. 3-0, Djokovic on top. Next, it'll be Rune on serve. Stay tuned. It's the U.S. Open first round action. And welcome back. A beautiful night in New York City. Day 2 of the U.S. Open primetime action as Novak Djokovic looks to achieve history on his chase for a calendar slam. Trying to win all 4 majors this year, and he has a strong start under his belt. Rune now on serve, looking for his opening game. And that's a nice beginning for the Dane. 15-love as Djokovic came to the net. And it was a low backhand winner from the qualifier. Let first service. Really perfect playing conditions tonight in New York before the rain comes in tomorrow. Another point for Rune as Djokovic commits a rare error on the backhand shot that sailed long. It's 30-love. Well, a real good rally here as Djokovic adjusts to the backhand and fails to achieve the down the line shot. Just a little information on Holger Rune. His full name, Holger Vitus Nonskov Rune, just 18 years of age, 6'2". He turned pro just 2 years ago in 2019, a qualifier as mentioned, and quite the underdog, about as heavy of an underdog as you can pick out. But he does have game point here, trying to cut into Djokovic's early lead here in the first set. And he does. Another misplayed backhander from Djokovic. And that'll make it 3-1. Rune, if he wants to come back in this first set, will eventually have to break again, of course. As Djokovic did so in just the second game. And now he's on serve. Djokovic to the net, and what a drop shot. Rune was pinned back all the way beyond the baseline, and it's now 15-love. Another tournament update for you. Fognini up 2-1 on Papasil. However, Papasil has a 5-3 lead in the fourth set. That one could be heading for a fifth and decisive set. Ivashka leading Sandgren 2-0, 4-2 up in the third set. Brooksby over Ymer 1-0, 3-2 he leads in the second set. Kvitova up on Herzog 1-0, 4-1 in the second set. And Risk versus Pavlyuchenkova just underway. Risk up 2-1 in the opening set. And Sorribes Tormo leading Muchova 1-0 in the opening set. So that's your update around the grounds. Another drop shot from Djokovic. This time Rune got there, but put it wide, and it's 40-love. When on serve, Djokovic has been very effective, taking care of business quickly. And those drop shots, quite effective as well, I'd say. Second serve coming. Game point as Djokovic looks to retake the 3-game lead. Oh, and that is in. Djokovic giving it to Rune, acknowledging what a great shot it was on the forehand. Let's take a look back. It seemed like Djokovic surely had the point in the bag. But he went on the forehand for power and caught the line. Djokovic immediately giving a thumbs up, 40-15. Oh, and he misses that backhander. So all of a sudden, he invites Rune right back into the game. It's now 40-30. The crowd applauding the underdog. Obviously, tennis fans around the world have some mixed emotions, I'd say, over Djokovic. Some are, pulling for him to pull off the calendar slam. Others, not so big of a fan of Novak Djokovic. And that's let first service. So game point number 3 here for Novak. And he serves up an ace. So much for a possible Rune break point. It's 4-1. Djokovic cruising in the opening set at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Beautiful night in New York at the U.S. Open. Stay tuned. with a 4-1. And welcome back. It's Djokovic with a 4-1 lead over Rune in the opening round of the U.S. Open. Djokovic chasing history, looking for a calendar slam, trying to win all 4 majors in the same year, and certainly the favorite to do so. And this is the start of that journey here at the final major of the year, the U.S. Open. 7 more wins needed, trying to make that 6 after tonight. Rune now on serve at love 15. We'll be keeping you up to date with the other matches around the U.S. Open. Plenty of first round matches still going on into the night session. There's a forehand winner. Rune attacking the net, 15 all. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more aggression from the 18-year-old. Because why not? Against Djokovic, he really has nothing to lose. And he serves at 15 all. Trailing by 3 games, the last thing Rune can afford to do is give Djokovic another break. And the forehand misses from Novak, 30-15. Most of the points in this match so far coming from unforced errors. Majority of them, of course, from Rune, but some from Djokovic as well. 22 minutes now into the opening set. And that's a nice winner by Rune. 30 all. Let's see the winner this time around. Yeah, just a battle of the forehands, really. Nice winner by Djokovic is what I meant to say. In the end, Rune playing the guessing game. Djokovic went the opposite way. And is in a real good position to possibly break. Another tournament update. Fognini and Papasil are now tied at 2 sets apiece. So another men's first round match today going to 5 sets. Ivashka leading Sandgren 2-0. It's 4-3. Ivashka in the third. Brooksby up 7-5, 3-2 over Ymer. So that's your update on the men's side. Meanwhile, Djokovic with the lob and the overhead shot by Rune. Didn't quite make it in the boundary. Good effort. By the way, Kvitova is also 1 game away from defeating Herzog. She won the first set 6-1, up 5-2 in the second set. And over at Armstrong, Risk is up 3-2 over Pavlyuchenkova in the opening set. And Caribes Tormo up 2-0 also. Now 30-40. Rune. Oh, that was break point, excuse me. And so Djokovic capitalizes and now takes a 5-1 lead. A reminder that the college football season officially gets underway with a great week 1 matchup in the Duke's Mayo Classic. The Duke's Mayo Classic, I should say. And it's a great one. Number 5 ranked Georgia take on number 3 ranked Clemson. It's Saturday, 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific in Charlotte. As Djokovic now serves for the set. Up 5-1. And there's an ace. 15 all. The crowd certainly filling up. Attendees getting over as quick as possible from work, perhaps. Try to catch this great tennis player that is Novak Djokovic. And how about back-to-back aces from Novak. What's going on, Juan? Welcome in, man. Appreciate you tuning in. 30-15. That last ace, 125 miles an hour. And he is absolutely on his game right now. It's another serve that Rune simply can't return. 40-15, double set point for the serve. And a fitting way to wrap up a comfortable first set, an ace to take care of business. Well, Djokovic absolutely rolling over the youngster, Holger Rune. 26 minutes is all it took, and Djokovic already a third the way through to the second round. Action continues after the break. Second set on the way from Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York, day 2, round 1 at the 2021 U.S. Open. And welcome back, everybody. When it comes to the most major titles among men all time, well, it's quite the list. Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic at the moment all tied at 20 apiece. And Djokovic certainly on pace to surpass his fellow rivals, Federer and Nadal. And off we go in the second set of action, and Rune on serve to try to bounce back in some type of way. 15-love. Djokovic, of course, the more healthier of the three. Federer and Nadal sadly dealing with some physical issues as they start to get up there in age, and you just hope that Federer and Nadal can at least give a couple of more, memorable performances in the next few majors, at least when they are fully healthy. But it's not looking too bright for Federer, Nadal. Things are uncertain. So right now it's Djokovic in the spotlight. And of course, the younger generation will be taking over sooner rather than later, but Djokovic certainly has other things to say about that. It's now 30-all, opening game of set number 2. Djokovic cruised to a 6-1 victory in the first set, in a set that took just 26 minutes. Djokovic on pace to wrap this match up in about an hour 15 at that rate. His forehand return is long, 40-30, Rune with game point. The winner of this one will play Wednesday and I'll take, or sorry, plays Thursday, not tomorrow, Thursday, and I'll take a look at the bracket in a little while. And Djokovic misses the backhand, so Rune takes the opening game of the second set, and he has a 1-love lead in set number 2. Better start to this set for the 18-year-old, as both players will switch ends. We get ready for the second game of the second set. So now Djokovic serving for the first time this set, trying to tie it back up. The crowd at Arthur Ashe not quite getting into it just yet, probably because of the fact that it's been so lopsided. But another backhand shot that hits the net from Djokovic. Love 15. If Rune can break early in the set, in this game in particular, then could be onto something. The last thing he can do is fall behind again in this set. But of course, Djokovic on serve, it's very hard to break against him. That goes without saying. Drop shot from Djokovic. Rune gets there. And now the crowd getting into it. A fantastic rally with both players converging at the net. And the forehand winner by Rune makes it love 30. Well, that was a clever rally. After the overhead shot by Rune, it appeared as though maybe he was in a bit of trouble. But that was far from the case. Love 30. Let first service. And it looked like a piece of the net perhaps came off. The ball boy takes care of that. Second serve. And a rare double fault from Novak Djokovic. Love 40. It'll be a triple break point here for Holger Rune. And now the crowd's interest perking up. Triple break point. And really a golden opportunity for the youngster. Oh, the return got in, much to the surprise of Rune himself, and he gets the winner. Isn't that brilliant? Forehand down the line, and just like that, Rune in control the second set, up 2-love, and now on serve. And the crowd certainly enjoying a sudden, energetic couple of games. And Rune most definitely letting Djokovic know that he's here to play, despite the lopsided opening set. And now we'll see if Rune can take advantage of this service game. It would really be a huge missed opportunity if he didn't. And that's a let second service. The ball just nearly landed over the net. Now the second serve. Djokovic misses on the backhand. The cross-court effort going wide. 15-love. And all of a sudden, Djokovic showing a bit of vulnerability. Rune has won 8 of the last 10 points. Beautiful serve. Rune with too much power for Djokovic to handle. 30 love now. Make it 9 of the last 11 points won by the 18-year-old. His first U.S. Open. 10 out of 16 first service points won by him. And this time the forehand return sails long from Djokovic. 40 love. Rune with the game point. I know, Juan. I know, man. After the first set went the way it did, with Djokovic just rolling over Rune, I expected a similar story here in the second set, but that's been far from the case. And a near ace, but the serve was just wide. Rune will try again on his second serve. Forehand is long. Djokovic with a number of unforced errors, and Rune certainly capitalizing. He takes a 3-love lead in the second set. An interesting storyline developing in the second set here at Arthur Ashe Stadium. I'll be back right after this. Welcome back in, everybody. And just an update over on court 4. Brooksby took the opening set against Ymer 7-5, and now it's 5-2. Brooksby on top in the second set, and it looks like Ymer is complaining about something with the umpire, and I'm not sure what that situation is all about. Meanwhile, at Arthur Ashe Stadium in the featured match that I'm covering tonight, it's Rune up 3-love in the second set after Djokovic took the opening set 6-1. Djokovic on serve trying to win his first game of the second set, and it's 15-love. Over at court 4, certainly seems like some type of situation is developing. I'm trying to listen in to catch just what that's all about. Meanwhile, it's 30-love Djokovic in front. So it looks like that match is going to continue between Brooksby and Ymer. Djokovic, meanwhile, to the net, and he miscalculates the drop shot. A bad mistake at the net, 30-15 now. And it's now love 15. Brooksby on serve, trying to close out the second set and take a commanding 2-0 lead over on court 4. And I'll try to get updated with what's going on there, what was going on there, I should say. Meanwhile, Djokovic continues to struggle. It's now 30 all, and even on his service game, he's been a bit shaky, which is not something we're used to seeing. The return from Rune long, and it's now game point for Djokovic. Meanwhile, Brooksby with a 30-15 lead. A little bit of double action here as we see if the American can close out the second set. It's now 30 all. Djokovic with a game point over at Arthur Ashe. And there's the forehand winner. Beautifully placed down the line. And Djokovic finally wins his first game of the second set. Now 3-1 Rune. Brooksby, on the other hand, over on court 4 with set point at 40-30. Second serve on hand from him. And that is it. He attacks the net. No response from Immer. And Brooksby takes a 7-5, 6-2 lead. He's one set away from a first-round victory. So we'll keep an eye on that over on court 4, but back exclusive. Sorry about that. Looks like my Wi-Fi was acting up. We are back up and running, I believe. And yeah, just overall today, especially on the men's side, on a lot of the outer courts, there was just some real drama. A number of of 5-set matches and tie breaks in the 5th set. So yeah, just an epic day all around in first round action on the men's side. Thanks, John, for tuning in. Do I know how to play ping pong? Yes, I do. Yep, I actually have a ping pong table in my basement. So I play quite a bit. Although I haven't played in a little while, in a few weeks anyways. I used to play much more often. But yep, I like to think of myself as a decent ping pong player. But yeah, 15-30, Rune on serve. Djokovic looking for a break here to try to get back into the second set. By the way, this is upstairs in my living room since the TV in my basement is having some issues. There was a new cable box that came in, and I'm trying to resolve some issues with that. So that's why I'm in a different location in my house. Is at 15-30, Rune double faults, and now it'll be double break point for Novak Djokovic. Well, Rune knows how crucial these service games are, and close to giving one away right here. Is the Champions League bigger than the Euros? It's always tough comparing, club and international competitions. As that forehand winner down the line gets Djokovic right back into the set. He'll be on serve at 2-3 in the second set. I'd probably say no, John, just because the Champions League is every year and the Euros is once every 4 years, but it's certainly close. Once again, it's tough comparing club and international competitions. They're both huge, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I'll be back after a quick break. Djokovic, after handily winning the first set, Rune putting up a fight in the second set, leading 3-2. Great night at Arthur Ashe Stadium before rain is expected to come into New York City tomorrow. Of course, the roof at Arthur Ashe Stadium and Louis Armstrong Stadium will allow play to go on at those two main courts. The outer courts will be likely affected, however, by that rain on the way tomorrow. There's the fifth ace from Djokovic tonight. That one at 125 miles an hour. Completely unreturnable. 15 love. And after the first 3 games of the set were won by Rune, looks like Djokovic is on the comeback here. Real good rally, and Djokovic going to the forehand. Perfect placement. 30 love. And obviously tennis, a huge game of momentum swings. And we're seeing that on full display here as it was all Rune to start the second set. But Djokovic riding the ship and slowly but surely bring the momentum back to his side. And that return long from Rune. It's 40 love. Game point for Djokovic. And he's certainly back into a rhythm now. He's won 9 of the last 10 points, Novak Djokovic. Second serve on the way.
What's that?
Djokovic to the net. There it is. Backhander down the line. 3-all now in the second set. A seamless comeback in the set. And Djokovic on level terms under the lights at Arthur Ashe. So now Rune on serve, trying to reclaim the second set lead. And you have to think it's a set Rune simply has to win to have even a shot at coming back and winning the match. A 2 sets to none hole against Djokovic, basically impossible to come back from. 15 love for Rune. But yeah, the service games, mainly for Djokovic, have just been extremely efficient and very quick for the most part. And that was a misfired backhand shot. Rune frustrated with himself. It's now 15-all. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in. I was very much looking forward to covering the U.S. Open this year. I was going to be on the call for last night's primetime action, but because of how long the Tsitsipas-Murray match went, the night session on Ash didn't start till about 9 o'clock. And at that point, since I had my first day of school today, it would have just been pointless to call the first set of Osaka's match, in which she won in straight sets. Look at the service updates. Djokovic with 53% of his first serves won. Rune 58%. It's now 15-30. Another competitive rally. One of the longest of the match. And Djokovic grinds out the point. Rune perhaps lost his balance. Forehand shot into the net, 15-40. And look who's in attendance. Blake Griffin of the Brooklyn Nets watching on at Arthur Ashe Stadium. We saw Steve Nash attending the U.S. Open yesterday. A lot of celebrities attend the U.S. Open yearly. Of course, extra excitement surrounding this event with fans back at full capacity after last year's U.S. Open was played behind closed doors because of COVID-19. The double break point for Novak. Rune to the net. Djokovic the lob, and he wins the point. Too cheeky for Rune. Djokovic using his brain to the highest degree. 4-3. He's in front here in set number 2. 4 consecutive games won by Djokovic. He's 2 games away from a commanding 2-0 lead. Welcome back. It's prime time at the U.S. Open. And Djokovic opening up his U.S. Open campaign tonight and comfortably leading Rune 6-1, 4-3. After a shaky start to the second half, he's bounced back quite nicely, winning the last 4 games and now on serve. Forehand winner again. Clips the line. 15 love. Djokovic just simply too much to handle for Rune. Very impressive point from Novak. Let's give another tournament update. Fognini and Papasil currently in the 5th set. Fognini has a 4-3 lead. I may very well go to a live look in there shortly. Brooksby, meanwhile, up 2-0 over Immer, as I mentioned earlier, minutes ago. Pavlyuchenkova won the first set against Risk 6-4, up 1-0 in the second set. That's over at Armstrong. And Sorribes Tormo is leading Muchova 5-2 in the opening set. So those are the other matches going on at the moment in the night session. Well, that first service from Djokovic at 15-all. We'll continue to provide updates around the grounds at the U.S. Open. That forehand shot is long from Novak, 15-30. Just under an hour played in this match. Djokovic, of course, will want to take care of business as quick as possible. Try to be off the court as quickly as he can. Try to save up that energy for the latter rounds. That backhand shot from him off the net, and it's 15-40. Just like that double break point for Rune, right when you thought Djokovic was rolling once more in the second set. He is again in danger of losing the second service game of the set. Not so fast. Rune going for power on the backhand, which strikes the net. 30-40, break point number 2. You could tell immediately the Dane was frustrated. He missed the easier shot that time around. First serve is long. Second serve coming from Novak Djokovic. Double fault. What do you know? A break point won by Rune off of a double fault from Djokovic. A rare mistake. You almost never see it from him. And it's 4-all here in the second set. Rune now on serve and a chance to take back the lead here in the set. Wow, this second set has been completely unpredictable. A roller coaster ride, really. We'll see what Rune can do here serving. Oh, Novak missed the backhand. Rune stayed disciplined along the baseline, and it's 15-love. That discipline pays off for the Dane. And it is a bit surprising to me how the crowd, a good amount of the crowd anyways, it appears, is on the side of Rune here, pulling for the teenage underdog, heavy underdog. Perhaps some of those fans just hoping for a competitive match in general. So 15-love. Oh, what a drop shot. Beautiful from Rune. And now he's pulling out the tricks. 30-love. Djokovic slipped up on the play. Got caught in his tracks. And I'll tell you what, the confidence of Rune is right back there. Oh, that was out. Djokovic tried a shot down the line, put it just wide. It's now 40-love and game point for Rune. Second serve now coming from him as this match has reached the hour mark. Latter stages of set number 2. Oh, Rune missed the backhander. It's now 40-15. And still a couple of game points as Djokovic tries to claw his way back. Very tense atmosphere inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. The forehand return long from Djokovic. And Rune back in front here in the second set. Boy, is that big. It's been an intriguing second set, to say the least. And Rune, 5-4 up in the second set. We'll see if he can tie it up in the match after this quick break. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back in, everybody. Sorry about that delay to come back. As I mentioned, my downstairs TV was being worked on, and it's now fixed, so it's now good to go. But I'll probably finish out the broadcast up here. May transfer down there momentarily, as it's 30-all here between Djokovic and Rune. And it's 5-4 Rune in the set. Djokovic on serve, trying to extend the second set. And an interesting development. That looked perhaps out, but the rally continues. And it's a lengthy one at that. Oh, Rune misses the backhand off the net. It's 40-30. Game point for Djokovic, and Rune was so close to a set point opportunity. Yeah, the Djokovic shot earlier in the rally was off the back of the line. So close. 17 shots was that last point. And we'll see what Djokovic can do here with game point. That's the game. A powerful serve. Unable to return it was Rune, and it's 5-all here in what's been a very competitive second set, the complete opposite of the opening set. That serve from Djokovic, 128 miles an hour. Just nothing you can do with that as the returner. And now Rune on serve, trying to once again reclaim the lead in the second set. The 18-year-old qualifier trying to make some noise here by winning the second set over the best player in the world, Djokovic. And that's a start. Backhand shot strikes the net from Novak, 15-love. And yeah, this Holger Rune, basically a complete unknown. Even if you follow tennis closely, he just came onto the scene. He's only 18 years of age. He had to win qualifiers to get to the U.S. Open. It's his first major, and certainly an impressive showing the second set after his doors were blown off really in the opening set, in which Djokovic took care of business in 26 minutes, 6-1. Oh, what a shot that is from Holger Rune. He went with the one-hand backhand slice. Djokovic unable to return. It's now 30-love. Well, just some brilliant shot making from the Dane. And Djokovic getting a run for his money. 22 winners for Djokovic. That was the 11th for Rune. Yeah, here comes the second serve. He put it long. It could be a costly double fault there. Now makes it 30-15. That's just the second double fault from Rune. Believe it or not, Djokovic has had 4 on the night. First serve long, second serve on the way from Rune. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. The U.S. Open, always an exciting 2 weeks, and it's just getting started in New York. Another great rally between the two. And Djokovic on the backhand goes long. Tried to switch it up, but it's now 40-15. Rune with a game point. And that was the 12th unforced error of the set for Djokovic. Rune has had 8. But yeah, definitely uncharacteristic for Novak here in the second set. Can Rune close out the game here? The crowd getting into it. They were quiet to begin with, but now they're making plenty of noise, and perhaps the fact that the crowd appears to be pulling for Rune certainly could be getting on the nerves of Djokovic. Another second serve for Rune. He's at the net. And the overhead winner. Confident play from the teenager. 6-5 in the second set. He leads Djokovic. And this crowd is loving every second of it. Djokovic coming up next will serve to force a second set tiebreak. Don't miss it. It's coming up next. And welcome back in, everybody. I am back to my normal spot since the TV down here is fixed. And what a second set this has been. Plenty of entertainment for the neutral. And it is 6-5 Rune leading the second set. Djokovic now on serve, and there's an overhead winner at the net. Much appreciated for all of you tuning in. What's going on, Trey? Welcome in. How was school? It was good. Yeah, first day went pretty well. I can't complain. Can't complain. No, it was good. It was good. Yeah. I had a little bit of homework, but got it all done so I could enjoy the U.S. Open tonight. And I appreciate you tuning in, Trey, as tournament update for you. Sorribes Tormo, by the way, has taken the first set against Muhova on the women's side, and she leads the second set currently 1-0. It's 15-all here on Arthur Ashe. Djokovic serving. Sorry, just trying to resolve an issue on my TV here, which I'll figure out in a moment. Nonetheless, it's now 30-15. Djokovic 2 points away from forcing a second set tiebreak. You really dig Djokovic? Yeah. I mean, my favorite tennis player is Federer. I will say so. I don't like Djokovic too much, but I definitely respect him for the great player that he is. He's a phenomenal player right now, best in the world, no doubt about it. Going for the calendar slam, and he attacks the net here. The overhead finish, and it's 40-15, game point for Novak Djokovic, and a chance to force a tiebreak. All right, I don't know why closed captions are on. Hold on. Turn closed captionings off. All right, there we go. That worked. Sorry about that. Oh, and there's the forehand winner, Rune, with no response. It's 6-all now here in the second set, and we will have a tiebreak to determine who takes the set. So for those of you unfamiliar with how tiebreaks work, it's when a set reaches 6-all, it's the first one to 7 points wins the tiebreak and therefore wins the set. And you have to win by 2. Djokovic 10-9 in tiebreaks this year. Rune 1-3. And there is a powerful forehand winner. Rune attacking the net immediately after his serve. 1-love. Djokovic will now serve the next 2 points. My goodness. That was ferocious from the 18-year-old. Beautiful winner. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. No, Djokovic and Federer have had great matches over the years. Yeah. 2 absolute legends, as well as Nadal, of course, and Andy Murray. Oh, wow. Djokovic went for the backhand slice off the net, and a mini break for Rune. It's now love 2 with Djokovic serving. The crowd's loving every second of what's been, I think it's safe to say, an unexpectedly competitive second set, especially after the way the first set went, where it was so lopsided. Second serve coming from Novak. The pressure is on for the world number 1. Oh, wow. He put it wide. A double fault. Already 5 for him tonight. It's now 3-love Rune, and he'll serve the next 2 points. Blake Griffin in attendance at Arthur Ashe Stadium, and he's certainly loving what he's seeing. Of course, a number of these fans are cheering for Djokovic, but a bit surprised to see how much the crowd is enjoying Rune get the better of Djokovic here in the second set. And they're making plenty of noise at the moment at a packed Arthur Ashe Stadium, full capacity crowd on night two, I should say, at the US Open. 3-love, and the second serve on the way from Rune. He puts that in play. And Djokovic hits the net on the backhand. Some unreal unforced errors from Novak. It's now 4-love Rune. And he has the big edge now in the tiebreak. My, oh my, is there any chance of a comeback now in the tiebreak for Djokovic? Down 4-love, Rune serving another point here. Great rally of the forehands, and Rune with a shot that sails long. First point of the tiebreak for Djokovic. It's now 4-1. Oh, no problem at all, Trey. Don't worry one bit. I completely understand that you have things to do. You take care of that. Appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you later. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll enjoy the rest of this one. It's been a great match thus far. 1-4 Djokovic on serve. Have a great rest of your night, Trey. Djokovic to the forehand. They're still going. One of the longest rallies of the night. And in the end, an unforced error from Rune gives the point to Djokovic. A forehander off the net, 4-2. Rune still in front, but Djokovic crawling back. All right, sounds great, Trey. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for subscribing as well. Means a lot. Greatly appreciate that. And so, as is the case in every tiebreak, after every 6 points, the players switch sides. That's what Djokovic and Rune do now. And Djokovic with another serve at 2-4. As the gate is wide open for Rune to tie this matchup at 1 set apiece. First serve is a fault. Second serve coming from Novak. Another good rally. Both players at the baseline, and Rune thought Djokovic was going to his left. Djokovic going the other way, and he has 3 unanswered points. It's now 4-3. What's going on, Carlos? Welcome in. How's Djokovic playing? Well, it's been a tale of 2 sets, really, Carlos. Djokovic was completely himself, completely dominant in the first set. He took the first set 6-1 in 26 minutes. And the second set, though, has been the complete opposite. It's 6-all, and they're currently in a tie break. Djokovic just, he lost 2 service games, which almost never happens. And he's had some very uncharacteristic unforced errors, which has put him in this position. And what a drop shot that is. Holger Rune with a drop shot that Djokovic is unable to return, and he takes a 5-3 lead. Yeah, to be honest with you, Carlos, I'm not all that familiar with Holger Rune either. Anything you should know? Yeah, I mean, this is he's a qualifier first off. He's only 18 years of age as well. So this is truly a David versus Goliath type of situation. I mean, even the most, ardent tennis fans probably hadn't heard of this guy until just now. And that is another great serve from Rune. Djokovic unable to return. It's now 6-3 set point for the Dane. Well, what a chance this is for the 18-year-old. Djokovic on serve for the next 2 points. If it gets there, of course. Chance to take the set right here for Holger Rune. Powerful second serve. No return from Rune. It's now 4-6. Djokovic will serve again to stay alive in the set. Set point number 2 coming for the Danish teenager. And there's another 124 mile an hour powerful serve. Rune can't return once more. It's now 6-5. Is there a lot left in the game? Well, they're currently in a tiebreak, Carlos. They're currently in a tiebreak. So first to 7 wins here in the tiebreak. And if Rune wins the tiebreak, it'll be 1 set apiece. And it's best of 5 sets. I'm not sure how well you know tennis. But yeah, it's best of 5 sets. So first to win 3 sets wins the match. And so if Djokovic were to win the tiebreak, he'd go up 2-0, and he'd be 1 set away from victory. But Rune now serving for the set, and he does it. The return is long from Djokovic. And a fascinating storyline brewing at Arthur Ashe Stadium. The crowd is on their feet applauding the 18-year-old. 7-6. Rune takes the second set in epic fashion. And this one is at least going 4. It's 1 set apiece. Yeah, Carlos, these guys can serve at incredible speeds. It's insane. I'll be right back after a quick break. 1 set apiece at Arthur Ashe. Stay tuned because this one is going at least a couple more sets. Welcome back, everybody. And how about the second set we just witnessed? Holger Rune, the 18-year-old qualifier, defeats Novak Djokovic in the second set, 7-6. It's now 1 set apiece heading into the third set. And Djokovic could very well be in for a lot more work than maybe he anticipated. And so here we go to the third set of action, and a whole lot of confidence now on display from the Dane. An hour 27 into the match and two very contrasting sets. The first set took just 26 minutes. The second set, nearly an hour. Djokovic on serve to begin set number 3. And that return from Rune is long, 15-love. And how does Djokovic respond here in the third set after unexpectedly falling in the second set? First serve is wide, second serve on the way. Rather short rally, and the backhand shot from Rune hits the net, 30-love. Well, no excuses now for Djokovic here in the third set. The pressure is clearly on, and he simply has to start this set off on the right note, or else he could be in some legitimate trouble. Oh, the right idea from Rune, trying to go down the line with the forehand, just marginally wide. 40-love, Djokovic with game point. And after things were going just so well for Djokovic in the opening set, completely opposite story in the second set. We'll see what the third set now has to offer. Oh, what a backhand cross-court return that is, as Rune wins his first point of the game, 40-15. Game point number 2 for Novak. And how about an ace? Not a bad way to start off the third set, as he takes a 1-love lead here in the third. Well, for those of you just tuning in and not quite up to date with what's going on in this Djokovic Rune match, which is the match I'm mainly featuring here tonight, although I am checking in on some other matches elsewhere. It was Djokovic just absolutely cruising in the first set, winning it 6-1, and then out of absolutely nowhere, Rune came storming back in the second set. He had 2 breaks and took advantage of rather weak service games from Djokovic, and then won the tie break in pretty convincing fashion as well. So yeah, an impressive second set from the 18-year-old qualifier. And now Rune on serve, down 1-love in the third. And Djokovic attempting the drop shot, can't get it over, 15-love. And that's another shot that he would love to have back, I'm sure. Well, you got to give credit to Holger Rune. That goes without saying. I mean, the kid clearly playing with a lot of confidence, and if that confidence was lacking, there'd be no way he could be in this match right now. But he is. He's alive and well here in a first round match that is turning out to be quite the test for Novak, at least momentarily. 15-love. Oh wow, and the return off the top of the net to make it 30-love. An hour 31 into the match. And there's an ace from Rune. 40-love is what it makes it. Game point for him. Yeah, I know, Carlos. I heard a lot of great transfer deadline day action. Yeah, Griezmann heading back to Atletico, and Yeah, Kamavinga going to Real. I think that's a good pickup for Real, considering they didn't get Mbappe, at least in this transfer window. And there's Djokovic attacking the net. Powerful cross-court forehand finish. It's now 40-15. Yeah, a lot of great action. And Saul to Chelsea as well. So yeah, um, in my memory, this is probably the best transfer window ever. To be quite frank, yeah, it's been a great summer of transfers, with of course both Messi and Ronaldo moving as well. Yeah, I think Real had a solid transfer window as well. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Oh wow, and that forehand return put long by Djokovic. It's now 1-all in set number 3. Well, let's compare these two. Djokovic, age 34, Rune, age 18. Djokovic ranked 1 in the world, Rune 145, 85 titles for Djokovic, none for Rune. 20 major titles for Djokovic, obviously none for Rune. 317 major match wins for Djokovic, not a single one for Rune. That's how lopsided this matchup truly is. And that's why it's so surprising that this match is playing out the way it is. Djokovic now on serve at 1-all in the third set, 15-love. Yeah, great transfer window, no doubt about it. Yeah, rip Arsenal. That is true. That is true. Yep, 18 years of age, and he's never played in a major. And he's going up against obviously one of the all-time greats in the sport. By the way, let's get you updated around the grounds. Brooksby up 4-3 in the third set over Immer after winning the first 2 sets. Muhova up 3-2 in the second set against Caribes Tormo after Caribes Tormo took the opening set. So those are the other 2 matches going on right now. 40-love. Game point quickly for Djokovic. And that'll do it for the game. Forehand winner at the net, and Djokovic with his usual solid service game. 2-1, he leads the third set. We've got a great one. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody, and just updating you on that on matches elsewhere, I should say, at the U.S. Open. Fognini and Papasil, yet another match today on the men's side that went to a 5th set breaker, and Papasil has come out on top against Fognini. What a victory that is for the Canadian, who pulls off the upset. Meanwhile, on the women's side, over at Armstrong, match to start at the same time as the Djokovic-Rune match. It was a battle between Risk and Pavlyuchenkova. and it was the Russian Pavlyuchenkova defeating Risk, the American, 6-4, 6-2. So match 1 of 2 at Armstrong tonight in the books. That's your update. And now back to the action at Arthur Ashe, where it's 1-2, Rune serving, and down love 30. What happened to Serena Williams? Yeah, Carlos. So Serena Williams is actually dealing with an injury, so that's why she's not playing at this year's U.S. Open. Yeah, I think she's recovering from a torn hamstring. Actually, I could be wrong, but I think that's what her injury is. So, yeah, that's not a pleasant injury to recover from. So that'll take some time, but yeah, she should be back for the Australian Open come January. But yeah, that's why she is not playing at this year's U.S. Open. It's now love 40, triple break point coming for Novak Djokovic, and could be danger for Holger Rune. Yeah, I know, Carlos. And that's the thing about tennis, since it's an individual sport, if you suffer a bad injury, it's, or if you're Serena's not injury prone, but there are some players who unfortunately are hampered by injuries, and it's a big setback. It's a big setback because obviously you only get so much time in your career. And in Serena's case, trying to win one last major to break the record. And, it's definitely tough to miss out on them, but you got to do what you got to do to recover from those injuries. Break point number 2 now for Novak. It's 15-40. And the forehand shot is long from Rune. So indeed, it's a break for Djokovic. He takes a 3-1 lead in the third set. A reminder that the college football season officially gets underway this weekend in the Duke's Mayo Classic. It should be a classic between 5th-ranked Georgia and 3rd-ranked Clemson in Charlotte. That's Saturday, 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific. So now Djokovic, maybe with some breathing room, if he can take care of business here on serve, up 3-1. Well, that's not the best of starts. Backhand shot hits the net, love 15. Well, that's a great serve set up by an easy forehand win for Djokovic. Makes it 15 all. An hour 40 now played in this one. Night 2 at the U.S. Open. Second round. Action gets underway tomorrow. Powerful backhand game, and Rune messes up at the net. It's now 30-15, and a concern for the 18-year-old as he was pointing to his groin, perhaps, as he was gesturing towards his coaching box. That'll be something to keep an eye out for. What first service from Djokovic? We'll see how significant that injury is. There's an ace. 40-15, game point for Djokovic. And clearly, Rune not at 100% right now. That was the 8th ace from Djokovic tonight, as Rune deals with a lingering injury. Clearly not feeling right at the moment. And the attempted slice won't make it over for Rune. Djokovic In the blink of an eye, a comfortable lead here in set number 3. It's 4-1. I'll be back with more coverage of the first round of the U.S. Open after this break. And welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. Thanks, Nori, for tuning in. No reason to spam the chat, Nori. Any free live streams? I don't know of any free live streams, no. But if you do live in the United States, this match can be seen on ESPN. But yeah, unfortunately, if you don't live in the U.S., I'm not sure I can help you. And during the commercial break, Holger Rune called over the athletic trainer. Clearly, he was wincing throughout that last game, and we'll see just how much this injury affects him and if he'll be able to continue. It would be really a sad ending were he to be forced to forfeit. And so he's communicating with the umpire. Djokovic, meanwhile, just trying to stay loose off to the side, while Rune gets hydrated. And he will carry on. So he will carry on. We'll see how much that affects him going forward for the rest of the set and then the rest of the match. Rune will be serving 1-4 in the third set. Here we go with the resumption of play. Return is long, 15-love. Holger Rune won 3 matches to qualify for the U.S. Open. He was on court for 4 hours and 31 minutes in the qualifiers to get here. And remember, the qualifiers are best of 3. So considering he played 3 matches, that was a substantial amount of time on court. And Rune continues to wince. Here comes the second serve. Oh, powerful forehand. And he clips the baseline. 30-love. Continues to stretch out that right quad of his, it looks like. Clearly battling through a lot of pain. The crowd getting behind him. Forehand return off the net from Djokovic. 40-love. Game point for Rune. Let first service. Oh, and what a return from Djokovic on second serve. Beautiful forehand, 40-15. Oh, wow. And a lucky shot, one would say, for Holger Rune to take the game. His forehander off the net and over. And he hobbles over to the side. He is clearly in quite a bit of discomfort. And I'm not sure how much longer he'll be able to go. By the way he's acting, it seems like it's close to an intolerable amount of discomfort. But Djokovic now on serve as Rune tries to carry on here in this first round matchup. Return off the net, 15-love. Another tournament update for you all. De Minaur up 2-0 in the first set against Fritz. That match just underway over on Armstrong, and Brooksby and Immer tied at 5-all in the third set after Brooksby won the first two sets. Sorribes Tormo took the first set against Muhova. Muhova up 4-3 in set number 2. And there's a nice forehand winner from Rune, 15-all. That winner speed, 97 miles an hour. That was the 10th forehand winner from the 18-year-old Dane. Second serve coming from Djokovic. It's a double fault. It's been a number of those, surprisingly, from Djokovic. 15-30. But he responds with an ace in typical Novak fashion. 30-all. That ace, 111 miles an hour. More precision that time. Still a powerful serve nonetheless. And make it back-to-back aces. 40-30, Djokovic with game point. He's locked in momentarily. That was his 10th ace, now in double digits. And make it back-to-back-to-back aces. Djokovic finishes the game off strong. 5-2 now in the third set as Rune continues to writhe through pain. A good amount of discomfort that he's clearly dealing with, but we'll see. The athletic trainer once again evaluating him. And ace Carlos is when the player that serves the returner can't even get to the ball. So it's not only does the returner not return the serve, but they can't even make contact with it. It's that's what an ace is on the serve. Yeah, I know. It does stink for Rune, no doubt about it. I'll be back after this quick break, and we'll see what the status is for Holger Rune, who's battling through injury. Welcome back. We carry on in the third set, and Rune back out to serve after being evaluated by an athletic trainer for the second time. Yeah, that is correct, Carlos. They are in New York. Yep, that's where the U.S. Open takes place every year. It's now 15 Love, and yeah, just outside of New York City in Flushing. Yep, that's where it takes place. I know I've never been. I really want to go. I really, really want to go. One day I will. Yeah, this is an elimination round. Yeah, so Carlos, how it works is it's winner go home basically every single round. So every single round it's an elimination match for both players. As that return goes long, and it seems like the situation's getting worse and worse for Rune. It's now 15 all. But yeah, it's literally a straight up bracket. So the field starts with 128 players, and you have to win 7 straight matches to win the tournament. So you can't lose a match. If you lose, that's it. You're done. So Rune carries on through a lot of discomfort. And the backhand winner, Rune, not even making an attempt at going after it. It's now 15-30. And yeah, I'm with you, Carlos. You hate to see it, but I think it's only a matter of time before he has to call it quits. But hey, hats off to him for battling on, because a lot of players would have just given up by now. And obviously you respect the resilience, but you don't want his injury to get any worse at the same time. As that attempted slice hits the net, it's now 15-40, and Djokovic with set point. Yeah, same here, Carlos. I've never seen him play before, so definitely looking forward to the career ahead. I mean, he's only 18, and he certainly put up a fight tonight. And there's a powerful forehand winner from the Dane, 30-40. He's not giving up. And yeah, absolutely, he certainly does have heart, no doubt about it. Second serve coming as this match is an hour 54 in. And there it is, a double fault. Ends the set. Djokovic takes it 6-2, but the set was highlighted, unfortunately, by the injury sustained by Rune. Once again, for the third time, the athletic trainer will come out. We head to the fourth set, at least we think. We shall see if Rune will be able to carry on. Djokovic up 2-1. Fourth set is next. Welcome back, everybody. And as we get set for the fourth set, Holger Rune of Denmark will carry on. He battles through injury here to get this fourth set underway as Djokovic is on serve with the 2-1 lead. And there he goes, finishing off the point on the forehand. Rune, just any time he's forced to move around the court a lot, he simply can't do it with the injury he's battling. And I just question how much longer he can go. I really do. Yeah, I'm with you, Carlos. I'm surprised he's still going. I mean, clearly he is in a lot of pain. But hey, he's pushing through. He's pushing through. It's now 15-all. Djokovic double faulted. I certainly respect Rune for this effort he's putting in. That backhand shot strikes the net, 30-15. Djokovic just trying to close it out here in the fourth set. Obviously, a bit of an asterisk on this one because prior to the injury, this was a very competitive match, and there's a drop shot winner. Perfect placement from Novak, 40-15, game point. Yeah, Carlos, I do play a little bit of tennis. Yep, I used to play a little bit more, but yeah, I still play for fun. Yeah, I do. And I'm decent. Yeah, I like to think I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm a solid player. At least I believe. And there's the backhand winner to wrap up the first game. 1-0. Djokovic in front here in the fourth set. And so both players switch ends as Rune continues to battle. Reminder, the next match on Ash Stadium tonight will be Victoria Golubic of Switzerland taking on 6th-ranked Bianca Andreescu of Canada. Andreescu, who won the U.S. Open a few years ago. Since then, injuries have been a big setback for her, but looks like she's back healthy and certainly could be a contender to win the U.S. Open again this year. Forehand return off the net from Novak, 15-love, Rune on serve. That'll be the last match of the night at Arthur Ashe Stadium. As is the tradition, 2 matches in the day session starting at noon, and then 2 matches in the night session starting at 7. And sometimes that makes for some really long nights, depending on how long both matches go. And an update for you, de Minaur leading Fritz 3-2 in the opening set over on Armstrong. Brooksby up 2-0 over Immer, and it's 6-5 Immer in the third set. Meanwhile, Caribes Tormo is down 5-4 to Muchova in the second set after she won the first set. Those are the other matches taking place. 15-30, and Rune is just absolutely in a lot of distress at the moment. Hats off to him. He continues on. That forehand shot is long, and it's now 15-40. And he's getting very frustrated now. Understandably so. You know, a big moment for the 18-year-old being put on Arthur Ashe Stadium in prime time against the world's best player in his first ever major. And to win that second set and make this a competitive match, only to be hampered by this injury, just devastating, really. That return off the net from Djokovic, break point number 2 for him. It's now 30-40. It'll be a deuce. In fact, I believe this is the first deuce of the match. Believe it or not, that's crazy to think about. Who's the guy in the black shirt in the audience? Oh, that they were showing. That's his coach. That's Rune's coach. Yep, that's why they keep showing him. Oh wow, and that clipped the baseline. Djokovic with the backhand shot. It appeared as though maybe it was going long, but he caught the baseline. Add out for Rune. And it's back to deuce. So, or sorry, nope. That is it. So the backhand shot won't go over for Rune. It's now 2-0 in favor of Djokovic, and clearly a serious injury that Rune is battling through here in the fourth set. What's going on, Ryan? Welcome in, man. Do I play tennis? Yeah, I do. I do play a little bit. Yep, I do. I enjoy it. It's great way to get exercise. And yeah, I used to be really good. I don't take it as serious anymore, to be honest. But yeah, I used to take it very serious and play almost every day. Back like 3 years ago, but now I play much less. But I still play for fun quite a bit, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it. What's my UTR? Oh, tennis rating. I don't know. I only play for fun. I'm not like actually rated. I don't know what my rating would be if I was. Post my highlights. All right, I might do that one day, Carlos. Another tournament update for you. Yimmer has won the third set against Brooksby. So Brooksby's still up 2-1, but that is heading to a fourth set over on court 4. So I'll keep you updated on that. As that forehand shot sails long, it's now 30-15 Djokovic as Rune continues to hobble. But yeah, I honestly have no idea what my UTR would be. I've never tried to find out, to be honest with you. 40-15 now. Game point for Djokovic. A chance to take a commanding 3-0 lead in the fourth set, and he does. Serves up an ace, and he's halfway through the fourth set and 3 games away from winning this opening round match. I'll be back after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. It's first round action at the U.S. Open. Welcome back in, everybody. All right, Ryan, you're average at best. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I'd say I'm slightly above average, but I don't know. I could if I like wanted to, I could probably make my high school's tennis team, I think. Which isn't too hard to do, by the way. But I mean, I think I could make varsity in all honesty. Like, it's not that the team's bad, but I could make like, third singles or second doubles. I obviously when I'm not nearly as good as the best player, but I've seen the tennis team play before, and like I think I can make the team. I think I'd have a shot. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to call my high school's, baseball, softball, lacrosse, and tennis games. So, uh, you know, I I wouldn't want to miss out on that. So I probably could play for the school tennis team, but I don't. And that overhead forehand shot is long, 30 all. You just play basketball and soccer, Carlos? Yeah, yeah. Soccer was my number one sport until I had to unfortunately stop playing because of issues I had with my feet. Yeah, I I was a pretty good soccer player. I played club, and I also played basketball too. Yeah, soccer and basketball were my two main sports that I played. For basketball, I just got too small at one point. But I really enjoy playing basketball. Rec basketball was a blast. You do want to start playing tennis? Yeah, I'd certainly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. 30 all now. Rune serving. There's a forehand winner from Djokovic. Break point for him at 30-40. How tall am I? I'm like 5'5". Yeah, so considering I'm a senior in high school, I'm definitely on the smaller side. It's not like I'm super small, but I don't weigh much either, so that's kind of what makes me small in stature overall. And Rune does fight back. It goes to a deuce at 40 all. Soccer and basketball are the best sports in the world, in your opinion? Yeah. I mean, I love a bunch of different sports, as you can probably tell. So I don't typically like to rank them, but yeah, I do really like soccer and basketball. By the way, Rune using as much of the serve clock as he can, really. And it is a double fault advantage. Djokovic, breakpoint number 2. I look like I'd be taller, really. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you guys never see me actually like standing up. Yeah. But yeah, no, I am on the smaller side. Like 5'10", really? No, I'm not close. I'm not that close to 5'10". I wish. And that'll do it. Djokovic with the forehand winner for love. He is in complete control of this fourth set. And he's now on serve. Looks like Rune is going to go the distance, which you have to respect. Oh, and he misses a bunny. Came to the net. Couldn't convert the forehand shot. 15 love. And there's another ace. 30 love. Djokovic trying to end it quickly now. And that won't be returnable either for Rune. 40 love, game point for Novak. And there's an ace. Novak Djokovic absolutely rolling here, especially on serve. It's now a 5 love lead in the fourth set. I'll be back. Djokovic trying to close it out. Did Djokovic change shoes? Oh, he might have, Carlos. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even pick up on that. He very well may have. I'll be back. The final game perhaps coming up. You thought he was wearing white shoes? Yeah, maybe he was. Yeah, it's not too rare for tennis players to change shoes since they sweat a lot in them. He might have. He might have. I'm not sure. I'll be back after this. Stay tuned. So Djokovic up 2-1 and now up 5-love in the fourth and likely final set. They said Djokovic won't get any of his prize money. Oh, did the commentator said that? Is that what you're saying, Carlos? I don't know what that's all about. I don't know why that would be. And that cross-court forehand shot out from Djokovic, and it's 40-love Rune. Game point for him and a chance to claim his first game of the fourth set, even though it would likely just be a consolation prize. And he gets it. Forehand winner. It's now 5-1. Oh, that's what it was, Carlos. Because he got fined for different things, missed the press conference and unsportsmanlike conduct. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't even aware of that. Well, yeah, at last year's U.S. Open, he did get disqualified, Djokovic, because he infamously hit a ball that struck the throat of a lines judge, and she went down in a heap. It was unfortunate, but it's what happened. No, I don't think it was Rune they were talking about. It would make sense if it was Djokovic, because sometimes when things aren't going his way, he can get a bit heated, and we saw that last year at the U.S. Open, and just a couple weeks ago at the Olympics. Yeah, it was an accident. It was an accident. Yep, but he still got disqualified for it. It was completely unintentional, but it happened. And there it is. Game, set, match. Djokovic ends with an ace. Fitting way to claim victory in his opening round matchup. And Djokovic meets Rune at the net and has surely some encouraging words for the 18-year-old. A lot of respect, I'm sure, gained by Rune from not only Djokovic, but the entire tennis world and crowd on hand as he battled through injury for a decent amount of the third set and the entire fourth set. He fought to the very end, even though that injury he was pushing through certainly hindered his play significantly. And so a match with a lot of twists and turns for different reasons. Was very competitive at one point. The unfortunate injury to Rune allowed, Djokovic to ultimately win this one comfortably in 4 sets. But certainly an impressive showing from Rune, injury or not. And Djokovic gets the job done in the first round as the crowd applauds him and gives a huge ovation to Rune as he walks off into the locker room. The emotions overtaking the 18-year-old. You certainly have to feel for him. Certainly a bright future ahead, I have to think, for him. If what he put forth on the court tonight is an indicator of what his future has in store. So definitely a great entrance for him into the tennis world. And before I sign off, let's listen in to the thoughts of Novak Djokovic. Here he is.
I gotta say that it's never nice to finish the match the way we finished today. Holger is a great guy, one of the up-and-coming stars. He's the best junior in the world a year ago. He's making his way through professional tennis very quickly. Deserves a big round of applause. It's unfortunate that he had to go through that.
What were you thinking on the changeover when you found yourself at 1 set all? What adjustments did you think you had to make?
Just trying to feel the ball out there. It wasn't best of my performances, but at the same time, he played well in the second set when it mattered. And I didn't serve well in the decisive moments of the second set, and it was just staying in the moment, trying to rectify the errors that I had. After that, it's difficult to talk about the match. Obviously, from the third or fourth game in the third set, he couldn't move much. So, it's tough to say anything about performance, but it was a nice atmosphere. Thank you, guys.
Had you ever had that happen to you? What happened to Holger when you were young playing on the tour? Had you ever had that happen, cramped on the court when you were young like that?
It did happen more often when I was younger. Look, these kind of things happen, and I think the new rules don't allow the player who is cramping to get the medical time out. Obviously, that was unfortunate for him because he just could get a couple of changeovers, and you could see he struggled a lot. So I feel for him. I hope he's going to recover. He's going to come back stronger, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of him in the future.
All right, next up from the Netherlands, Sport. What do you know about him? Sport from the Netherlands.
Yeah, I don't know much about him.
You better go to YouTube.
But, I've been quite a long time on the tour. You guys, new players coming up. I don't know everyone, to be honest. But I know this sport well. So hopefully that will help.
That's a good enough answer. Moving on to the second round, Novak Djokovic.
All right. There are the post-game thoughts, post-match thoughts of Novak Djokovic. And obviously, a lot of respect from Djokovic to the youngster, Holger Rune. And we'll certainly be looking forward to Rune's bright future ahead. And for Djokovic, well, 6 more wins away from a calendar slam, which would be a historic feat. The celebrations from Djokovic fans beginning as he hit some balls into the crowd, signed by himself. Some lucky fans getting their hands on those. The match took 2 hours and 15 minutes. As Djokovic said, not the best performance from him, but enough to get the job done. And obviously, a bit unfortunate with the injury to Rune. It could have been a different story had Rune not got injured. And so that'll do it for my broadcast. Certainly hope you guys enjoyed tonight. Live coverage of day 2 at the U.S. Open. Some fans want some signatures from Novak Djokovic, but unfortunately, he's not allowed to oblige because of COVID protocols. Thank you so much, Carlos. I'll see you next time, man. Thanks so much for tuning in, and everyone else who is a part of tonight's broadcast. As long as I don't have too much homework tomorrow, I do plan to be back tomorrow night for prime time at the U.S. Open once more. So look at Djokovic's quarter of the bracket, which will play Thursday and Saturday in the second and third round. Djokovic's second round opponent, as you heard there, is Talon Griekspoor of the Netherlands. Nishikori will also take on the American McDonald. Karatsev will face Thompson in the second round as well. Yeah, so Carlos, I'm hoping to be back on tomorrow for the U.S. Open again. And yes, I definitely will be on Thursday night for USA El Salvador. I'll certainly be on for that. So you won't want to miss that, Carlos, and everyone else. Yep. We'll be on for U.S. El Salvador World Cup qualifiers. I'm Samuel Reese signing off saying good night, everybody. Djokovic takes care of business against Rune 6-1, 6-7, 6-2, 6-1, and moves on to the second round of the 2021 U.S.